Hey, everybody. Hello, Kate Buck Jr. here, representing Media Buyers for Hire, our LinkedIn group where we're building the #1 place for media buyers to come and connect, and also for employers and clients alike to come meet potential talent. So we're trying to match make you guys potential employers with our great media buying talent community. And tonight we're kicking off our first AMA. So I'm really happy to have our two secret media buyers from our secret company that are going to share some of their experience working at $100 million. I grew. I think you guys are even on track to blow your numbers out of the water this year when we were chatting and preparing for this. So I'm going to be quiet because I'm just the community manager host. I'm going to also be checking the chat. So they're going to chat with you guys for a little while, share a little bit of secrets, share about their stuff. We did mention there'd be an opportunity at the end to hook up with these guys and maybe do some work with them, as again, we're trying to do some matchmaking here. So if you're interested in that, please stay on. And we're also having an opportunity for Q&A, which you don't want to miss. And I'll be watching the chat. So if you have questions, we're here on YouTube on Hangouts. If you guys don't know, just over here to the right of the thing, you can leave a chat comment and I'll see it and read those. So with that kind of housekeeping out of the way, I'm going to turn it over to our real experts that you guys are here to chat with, which is not me. And so take it away, guys. On you.
Cool. Thanks, Kate. Hey, so my name's Tom. This is Matt. We're with Agora Financial. I'm just going to switch to some slides here just to kind of walk you guys through a little bit more about who we are. All right. So we're Agora Financial. Again, my name's Tom with Matt Lazas here. We've been here Matt's been here for about a little bit over a year now.
Yeah, a year and a half.
And I've just joined a couple months ago. So we've been basically a little bit about Agora Financial. Like, we're located in historic Mount Vernon, Baltimore, Maryland. We're a $150 million company, and we're growing rapidly. We have 170 employees and 8 display and media buyers. And the media buying team is fairly new. Matt was the first media buyer here and just crushed it, and we've just been growing ever since. We have dozens of products and like a ready, fire, aim kind of culture where we're just constantly testing and adjusting to match for those testing strategies. And to talk a little bit more about our products. So Agora Financial, we have some of the best copywriters in kind of the affiliate copywriting world. We write a lot about the financial markets, penny stocks, like big gold, big cap type stocks. We have book authors and newsletter kind of products that we share. And all of that's been so successful that we've also found similarities with our demographic to where we have branched out into health and spine survival products. So that's actual like products themselves, e-commerce type products, and additional newsletters and back-end products to sell on top of those. So our display team, like I said, we're 8 people. We're doing about $1 to $2 million a month in spend. We're generating 10 to 15,000 orders a month. So, I mean, that varies, of course. The networks we're kind of running on right now are Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Gemini, and a lot of the native networks, Rev Content, Outbrain,
Content.ad, Taboola,
yeah.
And then we try just about anything, so we're open to test all networks.
Yeah, and so right now, I guess each media buyer is like working with about 4 to 8 products, and we're doing pretty well on bandwidth. Everyone's crushing it. We're looking to kind of get that more to a manageable level, about 4 products per media buyer. So in addition to like when we get to that comfortable spot, we'll be increasing our networks and like testing out different placements, and there's just tons of opportunity, tons of things that we haven't even gotten to yet. For example, Facebook, we're doing about 200 to maybe $300,000 a month, and it's just a monster of a platform that we know we can get up to probably $1 million and plus in spend. And the cool thing, one great thing about Agora here is that we don't really have any budgets when we're testing. We do try to keep control of our budgets. We're not going to be testing with thousands and thousands of dollars out the gate a day. We'll increase our budgets marginally, in the couple hundreds. Once we get some data, we'll adjust, get things to work. But generally, if we're hitting our targets, which is either 80% break even, or on average our CPA is $90, we're just going to keep spending as much as we possibly could, and that works out. I think we've had some peak days where we're spending $10,000-$20,000 a day.
Oh yeah, and even more than that when we have products firing on all cylinders. We've had days where we've been spending $100,000 a day over periods of time, and those campaigns either speed up or slow down based on how much success we're having, and then a lot of other factors as well.
Yeah, so I've worked and done a lot of media buying in the past, and that's something that's not always the case. There's always max kind of budgets, smaller budgets that you get to play with, and you're testing on a much smaller scale. So it's a little bit faster here. We get a lot more data out the gate, and it's just fun because we can see all the different directions we can take a certain campaign, and sometimes we're testing 5 to 10 completely different strategies, in just a 2-week time span. Just completely refreshing campaigns, rebuilding them, restructuring them to match kind of what we're seeing in the data. I know you guys came because you want to talk about, some of those strategies. So, just note that our target demographic is, we found is more on the 45 plus male conservative. And definitely that person's wife is also, of course, buying a lot of these products. But if the wife knows that male wants it, she's going to get it too. But
hey, while you guys are talking about that, can I buzz in for a second and ask a question?
For sure.
Okay, so from the chat, Tom is asking me what health products.
So we acquire customers on our health franchise using newsletters. So some of them are alternative health products. Others
You're
are
sharing your screen and they're seeing me. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. So this is Matt. We acquire all of our customers currently in the health franchise using newsletters. So one of the promotions that you may have seen is that a German scientist discovered a cure for cancer in 1944. And the powers that be have hidden it from us until now. But we discovered this newsletter, this cure, and in order to get it, you got to subscribe to our newsletter. So we use a model of big ideas and long-form sales letters to acquire the customers. And then on the back end, we have a whole stable of supplements that we monetize those customers with.
Awesome. I have another question that says, what about YouTube?
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for us.
Huge opportunity. So, we're talking to a couple, potential partners on YouTube. We're going to do some tests probably in the next month or two, but that's huge opportunity. We hear some people are doing, easily 200 to $500,000 spend a month on just YouTube alone. And we're not really.
Yeah. Maybe some text ads alongside YouTube videos, and we've done a few test campaigns, but that is probably one of, if not our biggest opportunity.
Yeah. Also Bing and just traditional search PPC. We're not doing too much of that right now. Right now we're mostly display. So Google Display Network, again, Yahoo, Gemini, just native ads. We have Brightroll and we're doing some AOL placements, but a lot of it too is working with some third parties that are helping us just getting some private deals put in place. So, the good thing is there's tons of opportunity there for us to keep growing, and we're just doing great now with where we're at. So it's a really cool spot to be in.
So I have a question, was physical newsletters? And then a follow-up question to that said, of the newsletters, what % is physical postal mail newsletters and what % is digital? And then I still do have one other question that came in for that.
Yeah, so we started, the company's pretty been around for a while, so we started and it was all physical. So at the beginning of Agora, we acquired all of our customers through direct mail and we delivered all of our products via the mail. We actually still do direct mail in a much smaller capacity, and we do also deliver our newsletters through the mail. So I don't know the percentage actually that gets delivered physically. It might be pretty high, but we deliver them all physically and digitally. So every either month or week or whenever that newsletter is delivered, they'll get a pretty email from the guru that heads up that newsletter saying, here's your monthly issue. And then, it's a fancy little PDF.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can say now, just from like thinking about the offers we have running currently, I mean, we have a good, I would say like if it was 50-50, it might be like 30-70 of physical to digital. Like we actually sell and deliver a lot of physical books and like copies of books.
Yeah.
So, and then there's oftentimes like a digital newsletter off the back end of that book. So they're getting the book plus a subscription to a newsletter or through one of our publications.
Does the CPA target differ between your different products and funnels? And then the question after that is, what would be the target LCV linked to that CPA?
Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So the CPAs vary pretty dramatically. So, I mean, we will be depending on, we also sell a lot of physical products on the free plus shipping offers. Like we have a free plus shipping flashlight offer, and some other ones too. So with those, the CPAs are a lot lower because we got to factor cost of goods. So sometimes, we're in the $50 to $60 range. And then a couple of our CPAs are even in the $200 range. So yeah, that $90 is an average of a much wider span of CPAs. And on the lifetime value side or CPA, we build those CPAs to break even at 6 months. So we look at, of all the customers that we've acquired, how much are we monetizing them after the initial purchase, and then we back those out. So that's why the CPAs end up so different, because with some of our products, we do a much better job of getting those customers to buy other stuff. And then that ultimately helps us spend more money acquiring new customers. And it's this nice little loop of just being able to spend more on acquisition.
Generally, yeah, we just have a very strong back end set of products after that initial front end product. And even like you were saying, we have some free plus shipping offers that are like 30, 40, even $65 CPA. And that's like actually still pretty big CPA on a free plus shipping offer. So, I mean, that does justice on our back ends and our email internal marketing team. They're doing pretty good.
On Facebook, talk to us about video ads. How's that playing into the mix? And if you want, could also talk about kind of the split between desktop, mobile in terms of like performance and conversion for video ads.
So same thing with YouTube. Like we have tons of video content. Of course, a lot of our long sale pages are VSLs. So we're planning to test, like we're stripping out some of the VSL content, trying to see if anything works on the video side, but we generally don't do many video ads on YouTube. And the stuff we have tested, like with Seal Torch and whatnot, just, cost per clicks are really high, impressions are really high.
On the Facebook side.
Yeah, Facebook side. And from what we've learned, it is just like a completely different beast from YouTube. So we're going to probably, our testing would be more on the YouTube side before we got into like video on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, there's definitely a whole nother opportunity on the Facebook side of using video to generate engagement and building more multi-step campaigns off of that. So that's something that we do some of it now, but it's absolutely an opportunity. And for us, outside of media buying resources, the other piece that we're working on is getting the video production piece in place so that we can create those assets, iterate, test off of them so that we end up getting the ones that are going to turn us that ROI.
Really cool thing, bonus, we're doing some messenger bot kind of funnels, which is really cool. We sold some products using messenger bots, so like AI. That was pretty fun. And we're doing a lot of remarketing and stuff too. So, pixeling these YouTube or these video ads, and maybe getting some back end off the remarketing might work too.
Yeah, as the organic person over here, like I was running lots of videos, and they were when I was at Native Commerce, and so yeah, and they're running some messenger bot off the back of some organic videos. So it sounds like something that it sounds like you guys have need. Every answer has been like, we're going to test. So I'm going to say, sounds like you guys need some resources to help build out and test these campaigns. But we'll get to that part in just a second.
Yeah, the narrative behind a lot of the growth over the past year and a half or so has been flying by a string and just keeping focus on what's working best, where the biggest opportunities are. And we've been able to grow this organization to this size from a media buying perspective, being spread way too thin across way too many opportunities. So I think that speaks to the greater opportunity, which is actually getting the resource piece in a better place and being able to really dial in all of these networks and capitalize on all the different opportunities around ad types, video, messenger bots, natives, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely want to talk about that in just a second, if you guys don't mind. We just have a couple more questions that are coming in. So hope you guys are doing awesome. Hope you have time to stick around for a few more questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question about the key metrics that you guys watch. What are the key metrics that you're watching?
Click-through rates, we're pretty good with what the good scaling click-through rate on whatever network that would be. Yahoo, Gemini, above 0.6.
Even mobile, non-mobile. We have lots of good sort of benchmarks, and then I think ultimately we're always looking to CPAs, but a lot of the times the metrics that are going to get us that scale is really going to be that click-through rate and cost per clicks. But yeah, I think in a lot of cases, if you were to correlate what single metric is most closely tied to campaigns that we've scaled successfully, in most of those cases, it's probably going to be click-through rates.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys, all right, so I'm going to ask this one because it seems like it's in line with that. Have you noticed any drop in LTV from customers that come from Facebook ads when compared to GDN or Gemini? Uh-oh.
Something about a drop in, did you say lifetime value?
Yeah, we have a little bit of breakup, and I hope it's not me. I'm actually doing this call from Europe, and my Wi-Fi is occasionally hit or miss. Oh no, I lost you guys. Anybody in the chat, if you can see me, can you still see me and hear me? And did we lose those guys, or did we lose the Hangout? Yay, technical difficulties. You can see me and hear me. Okay, good. Awesome. Well, I'll just tap dance. I love all of the acronyms. Lost them. Okay. I'll hit them up in Skype and have them come back on. In the meantime, you can ask me no questions about media buying. I'm just kidding. Don't drop off, though. You guys stay and hang out. Dr. D, come on. If you want to come on and say hi, hop on that panelist link, and we'll figure out what's going on. Love you, tech, when you work. Hate you when you don't. Great time to ask questions. Pop them in the chat. How's it going so far? Are you guys getting a lot out of this? Are you enjoying it? Are you? Is this something that you want us to keep doing? You want us to do more of these? What's the plan for media buyers for hire? And we're looking to grow this group, and what we want to do is feature our talented pool of media buyers from AdSkills and all around. Hey, they're back. Awesome. And like I said at the beginning, also, we have such a great network. I'm just filling some airtime here and chatting about the LinkedIn group itself. At the same time, we have a great pool of resources like these guys from Agora that can come on and talk about what they do and provide opportunities as well for that talent to become acquired or pick up a client or whatever it is. So thanks for asking that question so I could fill some airtime, Dr. D. In the meantime, the question for you guys was, and it's so funny, I'm sitting here on like the worst internet I'm in like the Detroit of Europe, and you guys were the ones that dropped off. So the question was, have you noticed a drop in LTV from customers that come from Facebook ads when you compare that to GDN and Gemini? So you just talk about lifetime value from the 3 different networks.
Yeah, so the first metric that we can see, lifetime value, that obviously takes a lot of time to kind of play out. We're looking in the 6 to 12 month time frame when we evaluate those things. So it's not quite, it's not a metric that we can just look at like the next day or the next week and say it's changing. But we do see pretty dramatic differences in our percentage of new customers that we're bringing in from those networks. And we see a lower percentage from Yahoo. And that's largely because it's, I think, much more geared towards that conservative baby boomer demographic that we're targeting. So we're kind of already playing in a space where a lot of our people already are. So we end up acquiring people who may already have another one of our products. And then on the other side of that, Facebook has actually been pretty consistently on the higher end of new customers. But from a lifetime value perspective, we'd have to dig in a little bit more to really be able to answer that question. But I mean, based on the new customer percentages and just having been pretty active on Facebook for long enough now to see that it would be impacting the biggest picture numbers of what are our overall lifetime values. So there's definitely no red flags, I don't think, in terms of Facebook lifetime values. But I'm curious why you asked that question.
Well, I'll add to that too that we do get monthly dashboard numbers and reporting. So using that, we can see break evens and kind of predict where the lifetime value might end up just based on the pub and how good their backends are. And that can affect CPAs. So, a lot of our partners, we can come up and down on certain CPAs just depending on performance and how they're hitting those acquisition targets on that network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess the better way to answer that question is what Tom said, which is we're looking at break even, which we do see up front. And generally, I think, and I guess on Google, a lot of the times you can optimize towards specific sites where more valuable people are going to be hanging out. So lifetime values probably have higher potential and are a little bit higher coming from Google. But I don't know, Facebook just came out with this value-based lookalike stuff, so that might change. We haven't had a chance to really test it out, but
yeah, I just got tested up last week on that.
The theme of the call. Haven't really had a chance to test it out yet. Okay, are you guys looking for affiliates to run offers on a CPA basis by chance? So somebody's asking that.
No, we have a lot of really strong relationships with some of the big players in the industry right now on CPA, and our media buying team is growing, and it's growing in such a great way that sometimes when we work with these CPA deals, they can tend to dry up or compete on top of our internal team and drive up costs just on both ends. So it's we're kind of playing in a field right now where it's a little bit, we're just looking at the data, trying to manage that more on an intimate level with these guys. So we have some exclusive contracts with other agencies as well, which makes that a little bit more difficult. I would say we are open to maybe some stuff on the YouTube side. If you guys have production quality type assets, if you're just a YouTube media buyer, we have some friends that do that too. But we have some VSL assets, but I don't know if you guys are video producers. You know someone that could help with some YouTube stuff. Again, that's a big opportunity we talked about earlier.
One quick question before we jump into that, if you don't mind. Tom is asking, where does Agora find people to train on media buying, and how do they train them?
It's very hands-on training.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
It's a good question. So, we have a few different recruiting agencies we work with. We are, because this role is very hands-on, like you said, hands-on training. It takes I'd say on the media buying side, we can train someone up a lot faster, but really the Agora training is very unique. I mean, just being able to talk Agora language is something that takes 3 to 6 months, and like keeping up with all our acronyms, and we move like pretty fast here in the way we communicate. So that's why, a lot of our hires are like, should be in Baltimore. Like they're coming to the office every day just so they can kind of like absorb that information. Yeah, I mean, we have like network specific media buyers. So, we have network specific strategies that we're documenting and keeping up for our internal training purposes. Like, for example, if we, try a strategy where we're like pulling out certain placements and putting them into a new campaign, like we'll track that, we'll document that. And that's something that we'll know was successful or not successful for that new hire. Like we just got a new Google media buyer this week actually. So, a lot of that stuff's coming into play right now.
Awesome. Well, my microphone is on. Okay, good. Awesome. Well, there are a couple other questions that come in, but I would love for you guys to talk. I mean, I think it's a perfect segue to talk about what the opportunity is with Agora, what opportunities you guys do have for media buyers. So since that's what a lot of people are in the group for, do you have slides on that, or do you just want to chat about what that opportunity is?
I guess we'll just talk about it.
Okay.
So we are growing like very fast, as we keep saying. It's a theme, but like in addition, I mentioned earlier before that we've found a lot of similarities with our target audience and other kind of franchise products. So we have Lazas and Spy and Survival, which is one franchise, which is growing. It's going to be growing pretty quickly, and tons of media buying opportunities there, just with building out their own franchise kind of media buyer team. And that could double where we're at. Like that could be another 8 media buyers just for that franchise. And of course we have the health franchise as well, which will be growing and adding additional media buyers to that team. And Agora Financial, we have a lot of publications, tons of strong copywriters here. So a lot of just opportunity for media buyers just in general. I think like immediately we're looking for a couple Facebook media buyers. Like I said before, we're doing about 200K in spend. We can be doing $1 million. Like we could be putting out 50, 100 plus 200 ads a day, just testing as many types of creative as we can. And we're not at that level yet, so we're really trying to scale our Facebook media buyers right now as quickly as can. And there are some policy issues that we've been handling the past couple weeks. I bet a lot of you here know, like all that fake news stuff. Facebook's been hammering down on policy, the past few months. But we're still seeing success on Facebook. It's not something we're scared of, and we know that when these guys usually tighten up on policy, they'll see the revenue numbers drop and they'll start loosening up again. So we just want to be prepared for when that bigger rush comes.
Yeah, they got the best data. Facebook, best data, best algorithm at this point in time. So
best ad manager. I mean, it's fun working in Facebook. I mean, it's really cool, reliable.
So if I've kind of heard you guys right, it sounds like definitely here's some YouTube. You're looking for some YouTube media buyers for chance. So you're looking for some Facebook ones you just said. What kind of qualifications are you looking for? So anybody that's listening can decide if they're qualified. I'd also really love to know, like, what should they do if they are interested? How do they reach out?
Yeah. So, I mean, really all kind of levels of experience, junior, mid, senior. If you guys are just like rock stars at a certain network or channel, like we definitely want to talk to you. For like another thing too is if you're strong in just search, keyword PPC, just normal like Bing, Yahoo type stuff, like that's something that we're not doing. We're doing primarily display, but we want to get into that. And we know a lot of our sister affiliate companies are having tons of success with that. So that's another opportunity as well. So not just Facebook, YouTube, but like LinkedIn, they're really high acquisition CPAs, but like there's still opportunity on some of those other networks that we haven't even talked about today. So really just like we are really open to just talking to all of you guys, like any media buyer professional that is looking for to join our team or to help us in some way. we're open to contract relationships as well. If you guys just want to, come in for like a short contract or something and feel it out. To get in touch with us,
Just email us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Kate, are you sending out any information after this, or?
Yeah, I mean, why don't you guys go ahead and say your email address? I'll post it in the chat. And I think just so that you guys know, people that are reaching out from this call, put the MB4H for Media Buyers for Hire, just so that you guys know it came from this call. What's the email address that would be best for them to use? Go ahead and.
I'm just typing it in right now. We also have like an internal recruiter that we use. So let me find that email address real quick.
While you're looking for that, can I ask a couple more questions that are coming in? One is the first person is asking, of course, you must be local in Baltimore, US. It sounds like if it was going to be an ongoing long-term opportunity that the Agora would potentially pay for relocation, I think I've heard. But in the beginning, you guys are willing to do some contractor stints just to kind of like date each other before you would kind of make that decision. Is that accurate, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, our number one goal is to get in touch with people who are rock stars, who are good media buyers, who could be a good fit for our team. And then from there, we'll just kind of take those conversations where they go. Ultimately, there would definitely long-term be a need for getting familiar with the Agora language. Like Tom said, it is definitely a very different, unique kind of business model and kind of company. But, really at this point, we just want to kind of get those conversations started more than anything.
And I will say too, like here's an example. Most of our campaigns now are like direct to purchase, but lead gen is a huge opportunity that we're not really doing much of. Like we have a bunch of tests out there, but we just hired a contractor today just to come in and like be the expert on lead gen, and that could become a whole new team of 10 media buyers just doing CPL versus CPA type acquisition. So if you guys have, really good lead gen type experience in media buying, that's another, opportunity as well.
I don't know, maybe I'm don't know everything, but sounds like you guys just, if you've got an expertise or you have an interest at all in it, you have some expertise, some knowledge, or maybe you're just junior getting started out, but you have any interest at all in being on the team in any kind of capacity, the point is, go ahead and reach out, because it sounds like you guys need people all the way from research to, to junior buying stuff, to strategy stuff, and across all of the different networks. So unless I'm just so far removed from this niche in my community management stuff, it sounds like to me like anybody that's listening that says, yeah, it would be interesting to either work with Agora full time or have Agora on my client list, do some projects, see where I fit in. The idea is just global, just reach out, and you guys will take the conversations from there, and you can one by one decide with each other what's a good project to work on, or what's a good place to start, or what's a good role, or what's a good fit or not. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah. I mean,
the point is like, send us an email.
We're a direct response company, growing extremely fast, and we have a stable of, there's probably 40 copywriters working for our business, writing copy. The copy's what sells, and we have very, very good copywriters. So we're really trying to kind of catch up to the fact that there's a whole boatload of really good copy, really good sales material, and that need is most apparent for us on the media buying side, but additionally, video production, all sorts of other resources too.
Right.
So I mentioned it in the chat. So we basically said, if you're on this call, you're breathing, and you know anything about media buying, and you have any interest in having another project on your plate, right? If you're alive, kicking, and you know how to click a mouse, send the email. I put Dr. Daigle's email address just because I had it right there in the chat, cdaigle@agorafinancial.com. When I send out the replay and everything, I'll put that in there, and then be sure to put MB4H in the subject line. I was kind of hoping you guys would have had like a really easy email for us, but cdaigle at Agora Financial. I guess we could put that up on the screen somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's open up.
That's what we do. Yeah. Can you guys put that up on the screen on a slide real quick? It's like our first webinar. It's like we've never done this before.
Right.
It is our first Media Buyers for Hire hangout, so I just kind of keep plugging the group. Justin, Brooke, AdSkills, we started this group because we want to be the #1 destination for media buyers to get hired, hence the name, because we're real creative like that. And yeah, thanks for being on and being our first AMA. I've found this really awesome, and I'd have you guys back 100 more times. Did you guys get a slide ready? Did I talk for long enough?
Yeah.
My mom always said if I could figure out how to get paid for talking, I would do really well in life. Share your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's me. There we go. cdaigle at agorafinancial.com. There you go.
That's it.
So if you guys are breathing media buyers, if you're copywriters, if you are SEO, PPC, I mean, all of this, right? All of these lovely internet marketing acronyms, you should send an email to Dr. Daigle, and you should put MB 4H in the subject line so that they know that you came from the Media Buyers for Hire group. Also, Dr. D is in the Media Buyers for Hire group, so you could send him a message through LinkedIn. Are you guys in the group too? You could be on LinkedIn.
We're not yet.
Everybody wants one more inbox to check, and everybody wants to be hanging out on LinkedIn. It's a really important platform to be on.
Yeah, we can be.
So definitely. And if you're on this call and you're not in Media Buyers for Hire, by the way, it's just mediabuyersforhire.com. It will take you to the LinkedIn group. So you'll have to like log into LinkedIn. You have to probably remember your password and then get in that way. So
is that a number 4 or an FOR?
The number 4, thank you. Media Buyers, the number 4 hire.com is the LinkedIn group.
Cool.
So yeah, cool. Anything else do you guys want to share? I don't have any more questions that have come in, but if you have any last words of encouragement or anything like that you want to say to our listeners?
This is like one of the best things I've ever done. So like this is awesome. That's all I have to say is I love working here, and culture's amazing. It's a young, vibrant kind of community up here in Mount Vernon. Agora kind of like owns all of Mount Vernon.
Yeah. So we're I guess one little tidbit. Agora Financial. We are a company that's owned by a larger company called Agora Inc. And Agora Inc. owns some other similar companies that do very similar things to us. So overall, it's a real cool kind of vibe here in Mount Vernon because that Agora company owns like 10 buildings that are all offices, and there's a whole lot of direct response people in the area. So it's a pretty cool place to be. And yeah, the culture's awesome. When I came on, it did sound too good to be true, but I can say firmly a year and a half after that, it definitely wasn't too good to be true. It's just a sweet opportunity.
Yeah. So that's another thing. If you're a media buyer, if you're in this industry, like this is the place to be. It's like capital of media buying just from Agora itself. Agora Inc. Greater has thousands of employees. It's
Globally,
a $1 billion company, and we're just the 150 child.
Yeah, but we're also the one that's growing the fastest, and we're the best. So.
All right, I think we're good. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thanks for being on. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, let me know if you guys want to do this again. Post it in the group if you would. And yeah, I hope we made some connections. I definitely want to hear about them if we did. So some media buying matchmaking happening here.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
If you'd like to learn more about how to use paid traffic and analytics to scale your business, subscribe to the AdSkills channel so you'll be notified every time new content is released. If you'd like to learn more about the topic we just discussed, check out the related video we're posting right now.